Life is a journey. It's filled with beautiful moments but also challenges along the way. We hold on to things tightly. Past hurts, regrets, and fears can weigh us down. Like heavy stones in our hearts, they hold us back. These burdens prevent us from experiencing true peace. We cling to control, seeking certainty in an uncertain world, but this grip only brings more tension. The weight we carry becomes exhausting. It's time to let go. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about embracing a new way of living. It's about choosing to release the burdens that hold us back. This journey is about rediscovering our inner strength. It's about finding peace amidst the chaos of life. Dr. Richard Hawkins guides us on this transformative journey. He teaches us that letting go is a process, a series of steps we can take to reclaim our lives. Through his teachings, we learn to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace. Letting go is a courageous act. It requires us to confront our fears, to embrace vulnerability. But in this surrender, we find incredible strength. We open ourselves to new possibilities, to a life filled with more joy, peace, and love. This journey is about reclaiming our power, not from external forces, but from within. It's about recognizing that we are not our thoughts, our emotions, or our past experiences. We are so much more. This journey is about finding freedom together. Letting go begins with a simple yet profound act, acknowledging our feelings. It's about turning inward, shining a light on the emotions we often try to ignore or suppress. We all carry a mix of feelings within us, some pleasant, some painful. It's easy to embrace joy, love, and gratitude. But what about the more difficult emotions? We may try to bury anger, sadness, or fear, hoping they'll simply disappear. But these emotions don't vanish. They linger beneath the surface, casting shadows on our lives. Acknowledging our feelings means recognizing them without judgment. Each feeling, whether pleasant or unpleasant, is a part of our human experience. When we deny our feelings, we deny a part of ourselves. Acknowledging our feelings can feel uncomfortable at first. We may worry that facing our emotions will make us weak or vulnerable, but the opposite is true. It takes incredible strength and courage to turn inward and confront what we find there. It's like entering a dark room. At first we may feel fear or apprehension, but as we gradually turn on the lights, we begin to see more clearly. We realize that there's nothing to fear. In fact, by illuminating our inner world, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. This process of self-discovery is essential for growth and healing. When we understand our emotions, we can begin to understand the root causes of our behaviors and patterns. Acknowledging our feelings is not about dwelling in negativity or wallowing in sadness. It's about creating space for all of our emotions, both light and dark. It's about recognizing that our feelings are valid, even if they're uncomfortable. When we allow ourselves to feel our emotions fully, we create the possibility for healing and transformation. It's like tending to a wound. We can't ignore it and expect it to heal on its own. Similarly, when we acknowledge and tend to our emotional wounds, we allow them to heal. We release the pent-up energy that's been holding us back. This process can be challenging, but it's ultimately liberating. Acknowledging our feelings without judgment is an act of self-love. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a loved one who is struggling. When we judge our emotions, we create inner conflict and resistance. We tell ourselves that we shouldn't feel a certain way, that our feelings are wrong or invalid. This inner criticism only amplifies our suffering. Instead of judging ourselves, let's practice self-acceptance. Let's acknowledge our feelings with curiosity and compassion. This foundation of self-compassion is essential for letting go. We've taken the first step. We've acknowledged the presence of our emotions. But letting go requires us to go deeper. It calls us to move beyond simply recognizing our feelings and into the realm of truly experiencing them. We often try to outrun our emotions, especially the uncomfortable ones. We distract ourselves, numb ourselves, do whatever we can to avoid feeling the intensity of what lies within. But this resistance only strengthens the grip of our emotions. Allowing ourselves to feel means leaning into the discomfort. It means creating space for the full spectrum of our emotions without trying to change them, fix them, or make them go away. Imagine your emotions as waves in the ocean. Each wave rises, crests, and eventually recedes back into the vastness of the sea. Our emotions are similar. They ebb and flow, constantly changing, never stagnant. When we resist our emotions, we're like surfers clinging desperately to their boards, fighting against the ocean's natural rhythm. We expend tremendous energy trying to stay afloat, yet we remain stuck in the same place, battered by the waves. But when we allow ourselves to feel, we become one with the ocean. We ride the waves of our emotions with grace and fluidity. We trust that even the most intense waves will eventually subside, leaving us stronger and more resilient. Instead of viewing our emotions as enemies to be conquered, let's approach them with curiosity and compassion. Let's befriend our feelings, even the ones that make us uncomfortable. When we approach our emotions with judgment, we create a sense of separation within ourselves. We distance ourselves from our own experiences, making it harder to heal and grow. But when we befriend our feelings, we create a space of acceptance and understanding. We allow ourselves to experience the full range of human emotions without shame or self-criticism. Allowing ourselves to feel is an act of courage. It requires us to confront our vulnerabilities, to embrace the unknown territory of our inner world. But in this surrender, we discover a profound sense of freedom. When we stop resisting our emotions, we free up an incredible amount of energy. This energy can then be redirected towards more fulfilling pursuits, creating, connecting, contributing, and living in alignment with our values. The freedom we experience from allowing ourselves to feel is not about escaping our emotions, it's about no longer being imprisoned by them. We crave control. It's a natural human desire. We seek to order our world, to make sense of the chaos. We build walls, create plans, and cling tightly to routines, all in an attempt to feel safe and secure. But the truth is, control is often an illusion. Life is unpredictable. It unfolds in its own time, in its own way, regardless of our best laid plans. We can't control the weather, the traffic, or the actions of others. Yet we expend so much energy trying to force things to go our way. This need for control often stems from fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of loss. Take a moment to reflect on the areas of your life where you tend to grip tightly to control. Where do you feel the need to orchestrate every detail to dictate the outcome? Is it in your relationships, your career, or your personal goals? Perhaps you find yourself trying to control the actions of loved ones, believing you know what's best for them. Or maybe you micromanage every aspect of a project at work, terrified of making a mistake. These control points are often rooted in our insecurities and past experiences. Surrendering control is not about giving up or becoming passive. It's about recognizing that we are not meant to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. It's about releasing the illusion that we are in control of everything and embracing the freedom that comes from letting go. Imagine yourself holding a bird gently in your hands. You could squeeze your hands tightly, afraid of it flying away, but in doing so, you would only crush its delicate wings, preventing it from soaring to its full potential. Letting go is like opening your hands, allowing the bird to take flight. It's about trusting that it will find its way, that it will navigate the skies with grace and ease. Releasing the need for control is an ongoing practice. It's a daily choice to surrender our fears, to trust in something greater than ourselves, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. It takes courage to let go. It requires us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities. But in this act of surrender, we discover a strength we never knew we possessed. Let's embrace the power of letting go, and in doing so, discover the boundless freedom and peace that await us on the other side of control. We've acknowledged our feelings. We've allowed ourselves to feel fully. We've even begun to release the need for control. Now we arrive at the heart of letting go, surrender and trust. Surrender. It's a word that often evokes resistance. We associate it with weakness, with giving up, with admitting defeat. But true surrender is not about weakness. It's about strength. It's about recognizing that we are not meant to control every aspect of our lives. It's about releasing the struggle, the constant need to force, manipulate, and resist what is. Life is a dance. It's a delicate balance between effort and ease, between action and allowing. When we try to control every step, we miss the beauty and spontaneity of the dance. Surrender is like letting go of our partner's hand for a moment, trusting that they will lead us in a new direction, that they will catch us if we stumble. It's about having faith in the rhythm of life, even when we can't see where we're going. When we embrace the flow of life, we open ourselves to infinite possibilities. We release the need to have all the answers, to know every outcome. We surrender to the mystery and magic of the journey itself. Trust is an essential ingredient in the process of letting go. It's about having faith in ourselves and the universe, believing there's a higher purpose at work. Trusting the unfolding doesn't mean denying our fears. We acknowledge them without letting them dictate our actions. Fear is natural, but it doesn't control us. We release the need to micromanage every detail, allow the universe to orchestrate the perfect timing. In the space of surrender and trust, we discover a profound sense of peace. We release the weight of the past and find ourselves fully present in the now. The present moment is all we ever have. It's the only place where life truly unfolds. When we surrender to the now, we open ourselves to the beauty and wonder that surrounds us. In this space of presence, we connect with a deeper part of ourselves. We tap into the wisdom of our intuition. We find peace not by seeking it externally, but by cultivating it within. Letting go is a journey, not a destination. It's a continuous practice of surrender, trust, and presence. Peace is always available to us, right here, right now, in the sacred space of the present moment. We've explored the transformative power of letting go. Each stage guides us towards greater peace and freedom. It's a journey of self-discovery, shedding old patterns. Like a butterfly, we transform by letting go. Letting go is about acknowledging and releasing emotions. We are the awareness observing our thoughts and feelings. We are the vastness within which experiences arise and fall. By letting go, we open to greater possibilities. The gifts of letting go are abundant. As we release the weight of the past and the anxieties of the future, we create space for something extraordinary to emerge. We open ourselves to greater joy, peace, love, and fulfillment. When we let go of our need to control outcomes, we become more present, more engaged in the richness of each moment. We discover the beauty in the ordinary, the magic in the mundane. We find ourselves more connected to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us. Letting go doesn't mean we won't face challenges or difficulties in life, but it does mean that we face them with a greater sense of ease and grace. We learn to ride the waves of change with more resilience, knowing that we have the inner strength to navigate whatever storms may come our way. The journey of letting go is a lifelong adventure. There's no finish line, no point at which we can say, "I have arrived." It's a continuous practice, a daily commitment to choosing love over fear, trust over control, and surrender over struggle. Some days will be easier than others. There will be times when we find ourselves clinging tightly to old patterns, resisting the flow of life. And that's okay. The key is to meet ourselves with compassion, to acknowledge our struggles without judgment, and to gently guide ourselves back to the path of letting go. Remember, every step we take towards letting go, no matter how small, is a step towards greater freedom and peace. And as we continue on this journey, may we find the courage to embrace the unknown, the wisdom to trust the process, and the love to surrender to the beauty and perfection of life itself.